This is RTV6 News at 11, working for you.
While it may be hard to feel sympathy for the two gunmen behind the deadly mass shootings this weekend, the same can't be said for their devastated families, especially the family of Dayton shooter Connor Betts, whose son not only killed several strangers, but his own sister as well. Police say Betts drove to the scene with his sister Megan and another man. At some point before shooting, the trio split up. Police say Megan among the initial victims. Scripps reporter Craig Cheatham picks up this story from Bellbrook, Ohio.
Bellbrook police arrived at the Betts family home at 4 this morning. The grieving parents, mourning the loss of both children, watched as federal agents executed a search warrant. This photo shows 24-year-old Connor Betts with his 22-year-old sister Megan. Police say Connor killed her during the mass shooting in Dayton. Bellbrook Police Chief Dan Doherty spoke with their parents this morning.
It's just horrible, very upset. As you can imagine, just, that kind of news.
Chief Doherty says Mr. and Mrs. Betts talked with grief counselors and will receive as much help from the department as they need.
It's just another one of those things. It's just a kick in the teeth.
Neighbor Brad Howard, who has known the Betts for nearly 20 years, says this tragedy follows a series of unrelated deaths of Bellbrook students during the last 7 years.
It was just another, are you kidding me? It was Bellbrook again.
Megan Betts was a biological science student at Wright State University. Her Facebook page says she had recently been a tour guide at the Smoke Jumper Visitor Center in Montana. Bellbrook Police Chief Doug Doherty says the family has already received a tremendous amount of support. In Bellbrook, Craig Cheatham.
Craig, thank you. A touching show of solidarity from the father of a Parkland, Florida mass shooting victim. Manuel Oliver is putting a mural together in El Paso. Oliver lost his 17-year-old son, Joaquin, on February 14th, 2018, when a gunman opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Oliver and his wife are traveling the world, urging people to change the nation's gun laws. Today would have been Joaquin's 19th birthday. On a day when we are dealing with the shock of those mass shootings, a Zionsville church had a bit of a scare that luckily turned out to be a false alarm. Local and state police were called to investigate a suspicious package at the Zionsville Presbyterian Church. Church members told investigators a suspicious acting woman placed a box containing a jar, liquid, and a cell phone on top of a refrigerator and then left. The woman who left what police call a fake bomb has not been arrested. Your Monday morning drive will get off to a good start if you take Interstate 70 anywhere between I-465 and the South Split. The eastbound and westbound lanes reopened ahead of schedule this weekend, beating the original Monday morning deadline. The busy lane shut down completely 9 days ago for paving and repair work. And Kyle, I know people are going to be mighty happy to see that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and also the weather not going to slow you down in the morning either. We're going to continue this nice dry stretch of weather for us. We could use a little bit of rain, though. I know my lawn is certainly a little dry at this point. We've got some rain chances in the forecast tonight, though. It is a beautiful night in the Circle City. We've got those temperatures in the upper 70s in Indianapolis, already into the middle 60s, though, in Bloomington at 66, 73 in Kokomo, Muncie, and Martinsville at 71. Tomorrow morning, I don't think we're going to have 50s for temperatures like we've had over the weekend. Instead, we'll start in the lower to middle 60s, around 66 in Indy, 61 in Columbus, and 63 in Lafayette. And as we plan out your Monday here hour by hour, you see a lot of sunshine going to be starting the first half of our day here, and that will allow those temperatures to get back to 80 degrees already by 10 a.m. 84 for your lunch hour with sunny skies. And as we go into the second half of the day, a few more clouds will start to build in here. Those temperatures pretty similar to the levels we had this afternoon. Upper 80s, close to 90 degrees for your Monday afternoon, right around 90 in Columbus at 89, 87 for you in Danville and Noblesville at 87 degrees, a little above average for this time of year. And we also have another air quality alert day tomorrow. You can see that stretches from Muncie through Indianapolis into Bloomington, so may want to hold off on filling up the gas tank or mowing the lawn until after 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Then on Tuesday, we've got a little more of a change in the forecast here. You certainly notice an increase in cloud cover. Those temperatures will be held down as as a result of the clouds and the chance for some scattered showers, a couple of storms moving through. So instead of the upper 80s, we'll be in the lower to middle 80s by Tuesday afternoon. In TrueCast, we pick things up at 8 o'clock Tuesday morning. You can see those clouds quickly moving in. Could have a couple of scattered showers the first half of the day. Certainly looks like as we go into the afternoon and evening, our rain chances do increase here just a little bit. By 4:30 Tuesday afternoon, you can see a few of those scattered showers moving on through, but should move through pretty quickly. In fact, as we look at the different models here generating some of that rainfall, a couple of them really not impressed here. Most of them are about 1/4 of an inch or less of rainfall expected here on Tuesday. But that's not the only chance for rain over the next 7 days. As we put it all together here for you, those highs, upper 80s tomorrow, middle 80s on Tuesday with a few rain showers around. Just a spotty storm on Wednesday, and then the rain chances are back for us a little better there at 40% on Thursday. Going into next weekend, we'll have dry weather once again. It looks like another beautiful one with high temperatures in the middle 80s.
It's always nice to start Monday dry, sunny. Makes the work
you got
week.
That case of the Mondays.
Yeah.
It helps out a little bit.
It does for sure. Thank you, Kyle. Coming up, there's increasing demand for caregivers to help look after our aging family members. It's a Hiring Hoosiers report you won't want to miss.
Please, we have the meat.
Payout as part of the Equifax data breach settlement. That check may not be as big as you think. Consumers are eligible for free credit monitoring or up to $125 if you already have credit monitoring. However, the Federal Trade Commission now says the response has been so overwhelming, consumers may only get a sliver of the money. Instead, the FTC is encouraging consumers to get free credit monitoring. The agency also says you can still recoup money if you spent time trying to recover from fraud caused by the data breach.
The settlement also provides for up to $20,000 in out-of-pocket losses for consumers. So, for example, if you froze your credit after the breach and you paid for that, you can get that money back. If you purchased credit monitoring, if you hired a lawyer, if you spent time, you can get money for all of that.
147 million people can get free credit monitoring, which monitors your credit report at all 3 nationwide credit reporting agencies. RTV6's mission with Hiring Hoosiers is to provide you with connections to jobs, resources, and training. RTV6's Lauren Casey is looking at a first-of-its-kind program in Monroe County, a program in demand to deal with the aging baby boomer population.
I just really fell in love with it because I've always wanted to be a nurse, and I thought it was a perfect opportunity for me.
Mackenzie is a health science student taking part in a special program at Hoosier Hills Career Center, and she has big plans for her future.
Graduate high school and go to college and hopefully become a nurse. Oh, I love it.
Audie Page is her classmate. She says they're covering a wide variety of medical topics like terminology, but working with a certain group of people is what she has enjoyed the most.
Definitely the Alzheimer's and dementia training. And we went to a nursing home and we got certified for Alzheimer's and dementia training, and that was my favorite part.
Hoosier Hills is located in Bloomington. The Career Center serves nearly 700 students across several counties, including 9 different area high schools. Part of what they have to offer health science students is Alzheimer's and dementia training for caregivers.
We had a conversation almost 2 years ago about the need for improving healthcare across the board.
Hoosier Hills partners with the Alzheimer's educators with IU Health Bloomington for this specialized training.
We see such a need working with the long-term care community, whether it's facilities, long-term care facilities or home care, that there's just such a lack of caregivers, and also caregivers that really understand dementia. And I think it's really amazing that we're watching healthcare change right before our very eyes.
Absolutely.
What started out as a pilot program is now winning awards and becoming a model for other career centers across the region. The students travel to an assisted living facility and they're paired up with the residents. They get to know these people living with memory loss, and they develop care plans to focus on the memories they still hold on to rather than what they've lost. The certification is important for future caregivers, but this training is about much more than that.
It's not so much what our kids learn in the skills. That's a great part of it, but the fact that they have those connections with the adults struggling with dementia, that's when you see that they get it.
That was our Lauren Casey reporting. As the need grows for these caregivers, these 11th and 12th graders are on the right track to fill those roles with compassion and courage. Folks at Hoosier Hills were able to secure a $1.2 million grant to serve students in programs like this one and in several career centers across our area. This week, the Trump administration announced it will open the door to allow Americans to buy lower-cost prescription drugs from other countries. Corey Rangel has reaction on the proposal and why it could face resistance.
Everyone has their passport, their license.
For months, Jillian Ripolone has been traveling from Michigan to Canada to buy her insulin.
I just called for a bottle of Novo Rapid.
She is part of a growing number of Americans driving to Canada to save on their prescription drugs. Quinn Nystrom is another patient who heads north, driving 3 hours to get her insulin.
It works just like my American insulin. So, yes, I will go and use $30 insulin instead of being ripped off and being held hostage here in America and spending $340 for a vial.
According to Reuters, at least 10 states have passed or proposed laws to allow bringing in prescription drugs from other countries. But actual shipments would not be legal without federal approval. Now, the Trump administration says it wants to bring those cheaper Canadian drugs to the U.S. as a way to bring down prescription prices. The plan would allow state governments, pharmacies, and drug manufacturers to come up with proposals for safe importation and then submit those for federal approval.
I'm happy to commend anybody, Republicans, independents, Democrats who are taking steps to take any steps towards a direction that's going to lower the price of insulin.
The pharmaceutical industry has argued drugs from other countries may not be as safe because they're not regulated by the FDA. Experts say the plan could also take years to implement, which alarms patients like Quinn.
That is several more years of innocent Americans dying. We don't have years.
Another hurdle, the move is expected to face pushback from Canada, which opposes the idea over fears it could impact its own drug supply or raise the costs for Canadians. I'm Corey Rangel reporting.
Through 8, tickets at IMS.com.
NASA makes a huge discovery. A NASA satellite found an exoplanet that could potentially support life. Exoplanets are planets that orbit stars outside of our solar system. The satellite found several exoplanets orbiting a star only 31 light years away, which is pretty close in terms of interplanetary travel. One of those exoplanets orbits the star at a distance where the temperature might be right to support water and some forms of life. Very cool. A local barbershop is stepping up in a major way to help kids right here in our community. Today, True to You Barber and Beauty Salon near West 10th Street and Lyndhurst Road hosted a back-to-school giveaway. It was organized by Rob Fry, one of the peacemakers for the city's violence reduction team. Not only did they give away free haircuts to more than 20 kids today, they also handed out free shoes. And these were not used shoes, they were brand new shoes donated by Nike. The barbers say it's a perfect way to give back to the community and help kids get ready to head back to school.
Right now, I just need you to get real loose. Get comfortable.
All right, well, as IPS students, teachers, and staff get ready to head back to school on Monday, they're getting a chance to put a little pep into their step. Superintendent Alicia Johnson was joined by elementary, middle, and high school principals for the Get Up Challenge. As you can see, participants were happy to kick up their heels in excitement over heading back to school. And they are heading back tomorrow.
And hopefully the kids are excited to get back into school here. Yeah, winding down summer a little bit. Temperatures tomorrow morning as kids are heading off to the bus stop in the middle 60s with lots of sunshine. 86 and partly sunny tomorrow afternoon. Just that stray shower chance.
All right, Kyle, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us. Good Morning Indiana starts at 4:30. Have a great night.